Welcome to the planet Bopland. Right now, their economy is out of balance. They face a severe trade imbalance, buying foreign imports far faster than they can sell their own local exports. This is a current account deficit. Bopland is bleeding intergalactic credits, racking up external debt just to pay for the excess crates arriving at their ports. To secure balance of payment stability, the government needs to level the scale. Over the long term, the revenue earned from selling exports must roughly equal the money spent on imports. The Chancellor has a policy control panel with two distinct levers to fix the imbalance: expenditure reducing and expenditure switching. The mechanical difference is simple. The reducing lever forces citizens to buy less overall, while the switching lever persuades them to choose local goods instead of foreign ones. Pulling either lever will balance the trade scale, but the government must prepare for the unintended consequences these policies trigger across the domestic economy. If we pull the expenditure-reducing lever, the government uses contractionary fiscal and monetary policies. They raise taxes and hike interest rates to deliberately shrink the amount of money in people's pockets. This effectively cures the deficit. With less disposable income, aggregate demand falls, and citizens can no longer afford to buy as many foreign goods. The problem is that a collapse in aggregate demand is indiscriminate. As households stop buying foreign imports, they stop buying from local factories too. Using expenditure reduction to fix a trade imbalance is a brutal cure. By starving the economy of spending, the government risks triggering high unemployment and a domestic recession. Now let's try the expenditure switching lever. Instead of shrinking wallets, the government manipulates prices through trade protectionism, like tariffs, or by devaluing the country's currency. This makes foreign goods expensive, while domestic products become relatively cheaper. Consumers keep spending, but they switch their preferences to support local industry. This shift carries a hidden cost for manufacturers. A devalued currency makes essential imported raw materials expensive, forcing factories to raise their prices and triggering cost-push inflation. Let's consider a third path. If the government uses supply-side policies, like investing in new technology or education, is that an expenditure-reducing or switching policy? And what is the catch? Supply-side measures are a form of expenditure switching. By making local exports higher quality and more efficient, you naturally switch global demand toward your country's products. The catch is the time lag. While supply-side policies avoid the immediate traps of recession or inflation, they take years to implement and cannot solve a sudden trade crisis. This textbook question asks you to apply these concepts to Bopland. To earn full marks, you need to show the examiner how the deficit is corrected and what the trade-offs are. Structure your answer by separating policy analysis from evaluation. Examiners look for a logical flow from action taken to side effects. On the left, explain how reducing demand cuts imports. On the right, evaluate the cost, like how that policy leads to a recession. High-scoring answers move beyond the fictional world of Bopland. Swapping the intergalactic credit crisis for real-world data, like the U.S. trade deficit or China's surplus, proves you can apply these theories to the actual global economy. Achieving balance of payment stability is a constant tightrope walk. Policymakers must decide which risk they can afford: the pain of a recession, the pressure of inflation, or waiting for structural reform.